So for a very long time, Britain has been the only country with a tornado that had access to the Brimstone. Yet finally, Germany is getting access to the Tornado IDS SLE, which will give them access to the Brimstone missile, which means that Germany will have a second aircraft that gets access with the Brimstone, which is definitely nice. I really thought Germany should have had a tornado with Brimstone since their edition, and so it is nice that they are finally getting it so they don't just have the Eurofighter, and fans who are actually enjoyers of the Tornado now have access to it. So overall, this Tornado seems to be pretty much like every single other Tornado I've played. Obviously, it's not going to be as maneuverable as something like the Eurofighter. It's going to be way more of a brick. But as far as an actual strike aircraft goes, you have everything you'd really want to have. You have access to bombs, you have access to missiles, you have access to good guided weapon systems. Also, I didn't really experiment with them too much. There is a new type of bomb that seems to be very much like a glide style of bomb that has a TV seeker. Seems to play very similar to the Israeli Spice 250. And supposedly you also have an onboard camera on the aircraft. I mean, you do have an onboard camera. You can actually see it. But I obviously just continuously, as you guys can see on the aircraft, just continuously used the targeting pod that you get access to, just because I like the zoom. But this basically would mean that, as far as I'm aware, this would be the first Tornado you don't have to actually have a targeting pod for. You could run these 6 Brimstones and then 2 of the new style of bombs, I don't remember what they're called, and then 3 of the GBU-12s. So you might actually have an aircraft that is one of the heavier hitting tornadoes in the game. Now, I didn't play with it too much. I will say you do get access to 2 of the AIM-9LIs, which is a little bit disappointing. I wish it had access to the AIM-9M. It's not the end of the world. Both missiles are good, but obviously the 9M is just a little bit better with that invisible motor. The British Tornado does have access to the 9M, which is just why I said it would be nice to have both have access to the 9M. I'm not complaining. As far as anything bad to say about the aircraft, I mean, the only bad thing I can necessarily think of would be possibly BR placement, but that isn't even the end of the world. Obviously, anything else is normal with a Tornado. You're going up against more modern SAM systems. You do have more modern weaponry, but you are still a Cold War strike fighter that is just being heavily modernized. So you obviously are not going to be coming out here and being the greatest aircraft in the game, which that is okay. Obviously, that's to expect. This just seems like a very nice addition to the game. I have zero complaints really about its addition. I think it should have came a long time ago. Really, it just gives Germany access to that second strike fighter, or the second aircraft that actually just has access to the Brimstone. As prior to this, it was only the Italian, German, and British Eurofighters that carried the Brimstone, and then the British Tornado, the modern one, that had access to the Brimstone. Other than that, there was, as far as I remember, there's nothing else that had access to the Brimstone. But now, we have another Tornado that had access to the Brimstone, and it's for Germany. So Germany is getting access to that dedicated strike platform, which is always a super nice thing to see. This would basically allow players to have the Tornado and the Eurofighter in their same lineups if they wanted to, which I would definitely suggest doing, especially if they pull, they pull from separate spawning pools. I mean, one pulls from strike, one pulls from air superiority or fighter. So having both with very capable cast weaponry would definitely be a good thing. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. All of this footage was indeed taken on the dev server, so nothing is finalized. Everything is subject to change. You could see weapon changes, you can see system changes on the aircraft, so anything you see here, don't expect it to be final. We are pretty along on the dev server. It's actually the first time I was on the dev server at all, so just kind of checking out some of the new systems and vehicles, and honestly, I would not be surprised if this vehicle actually remained final. The only thing I would possibly see changing is the zoom on the internal camera, and then possibly even the BR may be changing, but I would not necessarily expect that. Those are the things that I would imagine would change. Also, you might see engine changes. That's all very common stuff to see. But other than that, the weaponry it has should be pretty much final. So everything you see in this video in terms of the casts, that should be pretty much set in stone. This is what it will be coming to the live server. This will be found after the Tornado IDS in the German tech tree, so just pretty nice and simple. And it should be pretty decent in the live server. If there's popular demand for it, I might make a video there, but for now, just the dev server video. Anyways, yeah, like I said, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video and it's made you just a little bit smarter about what's up on the dev server. Hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.